Welcome back to the Dragon Den, my loyal Dragon Knights. I'm King of Dragons 5000, and today we have another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Hiya Toys Kong from Godzilla vs. Kong. Straight out of the package, Titanus Kong is looking very nice. However, before we get onto his massive details, let's get onto his massive accessories. Kong does come with 3 very impressive head sculpts which all look really nice, as well as 4 sets of hands, including a pair of hands for holding his axe, which looks very nice as well. Other than that, Kong doesn't come with anything else, but it's more than Godzilla got, so with that out of the way, let's have a closer look at Kong. Hiya Toys has done a really good job with Kong, however he does have some problems with his anatomy. The only nitpick I really have is that his arms can go flush to his side, but other than that, he's a very well sculpted figure. Taking a look at his head sculpt, Hiya Toys has done a really good job sculpting Kong's face. Taking a look at his face, it took me a while to figure out what's wrong with this Kong figure, but I finally figured it out. He's missing his quote-unquote beard. The lack of a beard does make this look like a younger Kong, and the paint job, it doesn't represent his look from Godzilla vs. Kong. But the sculpt work looks very impressive, and they did a really good job with all 3 heads. His torso is sculpted very nicely. I love what they did here with Kong. A bare chest with scars across his chest does make it look like Kong has seen some battles. And he wouldn't be Kong without his thick, coarse fur that is sculpted throughout his body. And taking a look at the back of Kong, you can see there's a really nice paint job to him. That same fur sculpt goes all the way down to his knuckles, and it looks very impressive. As you would expect, being an oversized gorilla, Kong has some very massive arms. And at the end of those arms, we have some very massive hands, so overall Kong's arms are done very nicely. And being an oversized gorilla, Kong's proportions are accurate as his legs are a little bit stubby. That very impressive sculpt work continues onto his legs, and we do have some really good paint apps. Finally, going all the way down to his giant feet, he does have your standard gorilla feet. The bare parts of his skin are painted in this really nice dark shade of brown, and the fur does a really good job contrasting itself. So overall, besides his arms not going down flush to his body, this is still a really impressive Kong figure. With his details out of the way, let's get him compared to our usual suspects. Here we have Kong posed next to the Marvel Legends Cyclops and the DC Multiverse Superman, Mattel's WWE Elite Series and Mezco's 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man, the Lightning Collection White Ranger and the Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. Here we have the Hiya Kong posed next to the NECA Kong and the SH Monster Arts Kong. And finally we have Kong posed next to the G-Man himself, the Hiya Toys Godzilla. Kong stacks up very nicely to all your other figures, so with that out of the way, let's move on to his articulation. Kong has a double ball joint in the head, shoulders hinge out to the side and do a full 360, bicep swivel and double hinge elbows, double ball joint in the wrist, double ball joint in his torso, legs kick forward, back, out to the side and have a thigh swivel, double bend in his knee, and a double ball joint in his ankle. Some stiff points of articulation, but overall it functions wonderfully. So with everything out of the way, let's move on to my final thoughts on the Hiya Toys Kong. The Hiya Toys Kong is done very nicely, and I love what they did with this action figure. His neutral head does leave a little to be desired, but all the rest of his heads do look more accurate to the movie. If Hiya Toys had given him the beard that we saw in the movie, I think this would do a better job of capturing that look from the movie. Add to it the inability for his arms going down to the side does mean his arms can't grab the axe with 2 hands, unfortunately. And on my figure, his arms are a little bit stiff with the articulation, so do be careful with yours as you might need to heat up some joints. Quality control and nitpicks aside, I think Hiya Toys has done a very good job capturing the look of Kong from Godzilla vs. Kong. I think the paint job does a really good job capturing the look from the movie, and the angry heads do have a better likeness to Kong, which I'm really happy about. I do like the fact that Hiya Toys did include a lot of accessories for Kong, something that was lacking on Godzilla. So overall, this Kong does exactly what you need, and I love the fact that he scales nicely with the Hiya Toys Godzilla. Now, at the time I'm making this video, the Hiya Toys Kong is sold out everywhere. He's no longer available on sites like Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth. So unfortunately, secondhand market seems to be the only way to get your hands on the Hiya Toys Kong at this point. If you're able to find Kong at a decent price, I really do recommend you add him to your collection, especially if you're a fan of the Godzilla vs. Kong movie. So with that being said, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and check out all my other Godzilla and Kong videos. Don't forget to check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure toys, videos, and other goodies, and ring that bell so you never miss another video. So with that being said, my loyal Dragonites, coming from the Dragon Den, I'm King of Dragons 5000, be safe, take care, and I'll see you next time.